One mother, please.
Hey, this is Racket on drums with Life Rips.
Hey, I'm Melissa.
Hey, I'm Stephanie.
What's up, everybody? This is Jody Ellen.
You're listening to Grit City Punk.
This is Grit City Punk.
And this is Grit City Punk.
And you're listening to the Grit City Punk podcast.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, Mother.
Trickle Down Productions.
Happy Mother's Day, punk rockers. It is I, Jeremy, host of Grit City Punk Podcast. Welcome back to the show. Good to have you here. We've got an awesome episode. We've got cool music to talk about and listen to, and I've got 4 interviews. Instead of just interviewing one artist today, I decided to interview 4 mothers today for Mother's Day, and I'm giving you the episode early on Mother's Day actual. I had great conversations with these wonderful women. Got Racket, the drummer from Life Rips. We've got Melissa, who is a really, really cool punk rock mom whose son is the vocalist for the band Infight. We've got Stephanie, who is a sometimes photographer, oftentimes showgoer, fan of the show, friend of the show, I should say. And we've got Jody from the Jody Ellen Band and the Sirens. It was so great to talk to all 4 of them, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the interviews. But first, a little recap. Last couple of weeks, honestly, I've been kind of laying low. Last week, I had a real art shift, volunteer shift. First one I've actually done in quite a while. It was a Rat Utopia show. They were great. Downsize opened, and they were, as always, amazing. I just can't get enough of Downsize. And speaking of Downsize, you do not want to miss the Terror in Tacoma Part 2 coming up this Friday, this week, featuring Downsize. But we'll talk about more of that later. Also on that bill last week was Worms and Dirt, who I had seen previously and thought they were good, and they were even better this time. So if that's not a band that you are familiar with, you should get familiar with them. And of course, the Rats always put on a good show, no different. But what I really want to talk about is a touring band, and I might get in trouble if I talk too much about a non-local band. But this band, they're called Team Non-Existent, and they're from Denver, Colorado. And my God, they fucking ripped. Check out Team Non-Existent. They've got a full-length album out, and then they've got some earlier like acoustic stuff that was just kind of like demos for the band, I guess. But the band itself, it's a 4-piece. They're from Denver, and they are incredible. As soon as I saw them before they even took the stage, I was like, this band is going to be crazy. The vocalist was wearing knee pads. Nobody was wearing shoes on stage. And they had their faces painted, and I just thought, this is going to be a crazy set. And it was a crazy set, and it was so fucking cool. So big fan of Team Non-Existent now. I definitely suggest you check them out, and hopefully they come back up here in the not too distant future, because they fucking rule. So without any further ado, let's get into some new music, shall we? Okay, before we get into the new local music, I'm going to blow my non-local quota and tell you that you've got to check out Gottlieb. They just dropped their debut full length called The Far Fallen Fruit. That just came out on May 1st. It is so fucking rad. It's like the most like old school 80s style punk hardcore protest music you will ever hear. Gottlieb is the real deal. Check them out. Hopefully we can get them back up here soon. They played a few months ago and absolutely blew the roof off of Real Art, and really hoping to bring them back soon. So check out their debut full length, The Far Fallen Fruit from Gottlieb. So now, before I get in trouble, we're moving on to local stuff, the new stuff. Zailee Haze, good friend of the show, Zailee Haze. We all love Zailee Haze. They just put out a new single for a song called Grass. This one's a little bit more mellow, kind of dancey. It's really cool, though. I dig it. Everything that this band has been putting out is phenomenal. So check out Grass from Zailee Haze.
I'm always running just a little too late. I know you're there, I'll be a reason to stay. You got a reputation, but we should have a conversation. Take your time, but I don't mind it. Oh, I see you watching through the TV glow. You make it harder and it's hard to breathe. So come on over, take a bite out of me. Pass the grass and make the green. And if you're ready, follow me. Step on the gas and make a scene. Feel it crash, come over me. Pass the grass and make the green. And if you're ready, follow me. Step on the gas and make a scene. Feel it crash, come over me. You've got a way of getting under my skin, but that's okay if you keep touching it. I feel this hot temptation, so promise you won't keep me waiting. It's getting late, but I don't mind it though. See you watching, I'll put on a show. You make it harder and it's hard to breathe. So come on over and take all of me. Pass the grass and make the green. And if you're ready, follow me. Step on the gas and make a scene. Feel it crash, come over me. Pass the grass and make the green. And if you're ready, follow me. Step on the gas and make a scene. Feel it crash, come over me. Pass the grass and make the green. And if you're ready, follow me. Step on the gas and make a scene. Feel it crash, come over me. Pass the grass and make the green. And if you're ready, follow me. Step on the gas and make a scene. Feel it crash, come over me.
Pregnant Dad has surprise dropped a new single. It just kind of appeared about a week ago. This song is called Lunch Meat. It's been on their set list for a while. It's a brand new single. Great song. They are working on a full length album. It shouldn't be much longer. I think later this summer, I think, is the projected due date for that. But for now, we've got the Cal Anderson single, and now we have the Lunch Meat single. So check out Lunch Meat from Pregnant Dad right now.
When I'm older, will you feed me? When I'm so
The homie Truancy, not stopping in the big 2-6. A single every month. He's at it again. This one is called Better Off Dead. Of course, it dropped on Bandcamp first, and then it snuck over onto streaming about a week later. So I think it was on Bandcamp on the 1st, and then last week it went on to streaming. So you can stream that everywhere now, but do yourself a favor and do him a favor and go over to Bandcamp and buy that shit for $1.50. But check it out right here. This is Better Off Dead from Truancy.
If you only put in half, it's over. Still true and a bad motherfucker. We were fake for what we make, so we live by what we say. Can't burn white hot, then you're better off dead. If you only put in half in, it's over. Still true and a bad motherfucker. We were faithful what we make, so we live by what we said. Can't burn white hot, then you better off dead. I can see him drifting like a specter, we normalize an image of a former life, faded and disorganized. Enormous hype prioritized. I'm here to be appreciated, heard, maybe sorta like. But there's a gameplay with loaded dice. Rolling right, and you're totally immortalized. Fuck a fire, there's a war inside. And this slice of order's wide along the borderline. Been a minute since I slept, had to get into a rhythm. And the bar is where I rest at. Epithets and jet lag, better tread light, cause the ice real delicate. Mask with a strap, I ain't talking about Elliot. Only focus on the socials, and they never watch the locals. Can't say shit when we roll through, probably cause they're busy rapping over vocals. Which is fine for me, see all the rest is mood release and never really learn like a red balloon. Hard to see all the angles if you less acute. Talk is talk, shoot is shoot, and trust. Everybody knows, 100K on Spotify, and nobody at the shows. And the ones that do show up don't know any of the songs. Turns out what you picture may have been a fiction all along. Give a pound of flesh and you can turn the key. I'd rather never touch the stage, I won't pay to play. And I would never beg for a place in the scene. So we take them away, Lord, take them away, Lord, take them away, Lord, take them away. If you only put in half in, it's over. Still true and a bad motherfucker. We were faithful what we make, so we live by what we say. Can't burn white hot, then you better off dead. Tell them through a filter what your life out. Only really see yourself when the lights out. Lately I've been chilling in the mix, man, stealthy. And right now, can a weapon form against me? Not a 10mm heater, even deeper on a 10 speed. Hit y'all with the bricks when I'm healthy. Gotta break down first time that I felt free, trying to rebuild on the back of an LP. If I can hit a grass grow, I sure as I can hit a snake's hiss and a rat though. Rapacious little fuckers always scurrying, so I'ma say this until they bury me. I got too much skill and tiny gold teeth, energy, and everything to ever be low-key about my pedigree. So I don't know why the fuck you think I switched. Still be a dirty punk kid when I'm filthy rich. Pretend to hate how we live, but take a peek at the style. Drink like Cinco de Mayo, my wrist like Pico de Gallo. Having heavily thoughts when heavily sauced. Whenever I see treachery plots, my weapon withdrawn. I don't really care who produced it, I don't give a fuck who you cool with. Only more ruthless when the moon lit. Got the opposite of loose grips on the blueprint. Fuck around and turn the track into a movement. Give a pound of flesh and you can turn the key. I'd rather never touch the stage, I won't pay to play. And I would never beg for a place in the scene. So we take them away, Lord, take them away, Lord, take them away, Lord, take them away. If you only put in half in, it's over. Still true and a bad motherfucker. We were faithful what we make, so we live by what we said. Can't burn white hot, then you better off dead.
The fellows over at Sharkeologist have released another single. They had their Nirvana cover a few weeks back. They just dropped a new single. It's a cover of the Genuine classic Pony. You heard me. Genuine 90s R&B. Yeah, that's what they did. But it don't sound like it. So check out Pony, the Genuine cover from Sharkeologist.
Just a bachelor looking for a partner, someone who knows how to ride. missing a portion, sending chills up and down the spine. His juice is flowing down the vine. Your heart lives to it. Riding my pony, my saddle is waiting. Come and jump on We're gonna get nasty. We're gonna get freaky. We're gonna get nasty. We're gonna get freaky.
I hope everybody remembers Membrane. Membrane, Bellingham, hardcore. Membrane, great band, great band. Unfortunately, RIP, they no longer exist as a band, but they just dropped their very last recorded output. It's a double A-side single. It's only on Bandcamp. So you gotta hop over to Bandcamp and grab that. It's called The Metrics of Death. The B-side is called Survivor's Guilt. And that's what I'm going to play for you right now. So check out the new Membrane single, Metrics of Death / Survivor's Guilt. This is Survivor's Guilt.
Oh,
Next up, we've got a Seattle band formerly known as King Shime. They are now just known as Shime. They just dropped a brand new album, their first album with the new name. The album is called Vulture's Wings, and I really think you should check it out. It's really cool, like alt rock. And I'm going to play a song for you now. It's the second track on the album. It is called Matches. So this is Shime, formerly King Shime.
I'm wearing mom's perfume and I'm getting drunk in grandma's jacket. Sometimes all I can do is struggle beneath their face and hips. I've lit several matches a second time and I'm running low on juice. I've made many boys awesome in my mind. To what degree have I inflated you? This is all I need, make it real. Falling up, full glass. This is all I need, make it real. You're always falling asleep and coming quickly, but I've gotta work to live. You make it look so goddamn easy. I'm always holding my tongue and my hopes too high, but someone I love will do me hard enough. Lock it in hand and I'm wearing the shirt I got from my sister. Sometimes the only way I like the world is to think like her. I've lit many matches a second time and I'm running low on rage. I've hurt feelings and they're always mine. To what degree did I care what you had to say? Falling up, full glass. This is all I need, make me real. Falling up, full glass. This is all I need, make me real. You're always falling asleep and coming quickly, but I've gotta work to live. You make it look so goddamn easy. I'm always holding my tongue and my hopes too high, but someone I love will do me hard enough. I give up all my magic. I give up all I had. I give up all my magic and I'd give up all I had. All I had. You're always falling asleep and coming quickly. I gotta work to live. You make it look so goddamn easy.
And finally, the band Bad Optics have dropped another single from their upcoming EP, Death Cult Blues. The title track from that was released a couple of weeks ago. This new single is called No Friction, Prime Benefits, and it's a cool little industrial type anti-capitalist story song. So check that out right now. It's called No Friction, Prime Benefits. It's from Bad Optics, and you can find that everywhere.
Racking up an order, so many items in his cart you might think him a hoarder. He can't replace it all and
and pulls the card and never wonders why. There are people getting shot just down the street from his I rise. White room, white walls, no friction, no pain, no contemplation. Nothing is unexpected. Streamline customized existence now. Buys immersion blenders and he buys new weed machines. He buys some brand new shelving to keep his house looking clean. He buys a VR headset and he buys mid-price whiskey. He buys a reefer Peloton, those prices are obscene. He's putting all his money right back from where it came. He is standing on the wheel and he's playing the game. But he lives inside a brazen bull and it's getting heated. Someday he will scream and there will be no one to hear him. White room, white walls, no friction, no pain, no contemplation. Nothing is unexpected. Streamline customized existence. White room, white walls, no friction, no pain, no contemplation. Everything unpicked, no conflict. Life really can be perfect now. The world outside of the walls don't seem too nice at all. The day keeps getting a good boy now. So give him all that he wants. He's a prison for all he gets. Shower him in anonymous honors. He fills his house up with shit, which overflows into pits. A flight of mass-producing licensed properties. His garbage is self-defined. Cleansing game, control the slide. We live eternal through our purchase history.
All right. Well, I am Racket on drums. That's my stage name. I play with Life Rips. And I played in a few bands before that. And I'm just having a really fun time playing in this band with my husband and my best friend. And trying to do as much as we can and get out and play shows and have a good time.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got like basically the perfect band. I mean, your husband and your best friend. I mean,
Mhm.
you can't really go wrong with that. How did you get into punk music?
Well, let's see. So I was in my teens when I got into punk rock. I guess the best way to like really start is when I was around like 14. I tried to register with my tribe, and unfortunately I was rejected, and that was a big like moment in my life, trying to find like me and my people, like, and I ended up finding punk rock, and I found something to hold on to, and it really meant a lot to me, and I kind of just dove into it head first, basically from there, finding a community, finding friends and people, and going skating all the time and going to shows. I mean, when I was a kid, especially, we went to so many shows. One of my favorites was we went to Agent Orange. As much as we could, we'd go find a skate park and like go to the Seattle show, go to the Tacoma show, go to the Portland show, like all in one weekend sort of thing, and just go have fun and skate and listen to punk rock all the time. So I ended up starting my first band, my friend group started a band, and my bass player now, Ricky, he came to listen to our band and got us our first show. And so we ended up playing a little bit with that band. Our bass player ended up leaving and Ricky ended up joining. And then we kind of took off from there. We ended up doing several tours, and we had a 6-week-long tour around the US and everything. And that was really, really fun.
What was the name of that band?
That was 10-Pole Drunk.
Okay.
So yeah, we went and did a lot of fun stuff with that band. We did a couple West Coast tours and really had just a fun time all over the place. And made a lot of friends along the way. So
Yeah. It's kind of ironic and beautiful at the same time that you upon failing to register for your like actual tribe, you found a tribe, so to speak, of
No,
punks,
definitely.
which certainly is, I think, to most people, that is kind of like finding, quote, your people is
Mhm.
finding the punk community.
It kind of came full circle now because my tribe actually changed how they register everybody, and I actually was able to get registered, and so is my son.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Awesome.
and that's been really cool to like really have a whole nother community now too.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's really awesome. What tribe is that?
That's Swinomish. It's up
Swinomish?
north, LaConner area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what does punk mean to you?
I mean, to me, it's definitely my community. It's my group of people. It's the music that just hits you and takes you away and makes everything better. um, it's definitely been the biggest part of my life. Like I've spent like over 20 years in punk rock at this point, and all about discovering new bands and just making connections with people and getting to just be at a show with everybody and just feel what's happening in that moment is always just the best.
Yeah. So were you ever a music student?
Yeah, I played in band when I was a kid. I played clarinet.
Okay.
So music was definitely a part of my life. My dad played guitar when I was a kid too, so he got me my first guitar and everything. So yeah, it was music has definitely been something throughout my entire life.
So how did Life Rips come together?
Well, Life Rip started as Dad Bod, and that was Ian starting it, and he got Ricky in there, and he's been through a couple drummers, and it just didn't work out with those two drummers that they had, and eventually he asked me, which at the first time he asked me, I actually said no. I was in the Eloquence at that time, and I was just like, I think you need to find your drummer and for this band and everything, and the next time he asked, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And it worked out really well. Being in a band with your partner and everything, it definitely is a little bit different. And you have to be really on it with communication and everything because there's already a different relationship when it comes to music and what you're trying to do with music. So having that extra level of communication there is really important. And I wanted to make sure that we were on it before I actually joined the band, and I think we really were. So it's worked out really well since then. And we did decide to change the name from Dad Bod because there were like 3 other Dad Bods.
Of course.
And it was really funny because Ian went on tour with his other band, Generation Decline, and there was a Dad Bod that was like touring like right around the area Ian was in. And his friend thought that he was touring with Dad Bod and wanted to come to the show. And it was like, okay, it might be time to change the name if there's other bands that are touring already called Dad Bod. So
yeah. So how did you decide on Life Rips as a name?
It's actually a Mommy Longlegs song. And we really like Mommy Longlegs. So it fit really well at that moment.
Awesome. So you guys were already a couple when you joined the band.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how long have you and Ian been together?
We have been together. It's about 4.5 years now. It'll be 5 coming up here pretty soon. We've been married about 1.5 years.
Okay, and so now you are a mother, a fairly new mother. So
Yep.
Tell me about that. You have just one child, right?
Yep, just the one. He's 2, and he is adorable. He plays drums all the time. He has a little ukulele he calls his guitar. He's definitely growing up listening to the music that we listen to and everything, and wants to see videos on YouTube with drummers and everything, and then he goes over to his little drum kit in our living room and plays, and he really just has a lot of fun at shows too. It's really cute.
Yeah. That's so cool. You bring him to shows and stuff too. That's rad.
Yeah, he's been to a few at this point. Trying to make sure that he keeps his earmuffs on. a challenge for any 2-year-old, but
Yeah, for sure. How has motherhood changed your worldview, or just obviously it's a huge change in your day-to-day life, but it's also a big adjustment as far as like how you view your role like in the world. So tell me about that.
well, I think what motherhood has really like done for me is made me a lot more aware of like how I spend my time, what I'm doing, making sure like obviously there's a lot of time that I spend with him, and the time outside of that has to be for me very like intentional, I guess. So making me more focused on what I'm actually doing outside of that so that it's worth it, especially any time that I have away from him, sort of thing. So like our band practices and our shows and everything, they're very like very planned out compared to what they had been before, which was like
Yeah.
our practices could have been sprawling for who knows how long, and like there were I don't even know how many beers we drank over the years, and now it's more like I really want to make sure that what I'm doing is worth the time that's away from him, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to be able to bring him on the road with us, and we've tested it out. But I want to show him like our whole community around the world, essentially. Like I want to be able to bring him and expose him to all of the fun things that are out there, like make sure that he knows things outside of his little bubble that he's in, like see different cool things along the way, meet really cool people that I've met, especially as he gets older. We're just starting our adventure right now, but yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. So I'm assuming you have a good, what do you call that? A good, like support network.
Definitely. Yeah. Luckily my parents and Ian's parents are really supportive. We've both been playing music since we were kids. So like they know what our life is like at this point, and they're really helpful, especially with him and everything. And I have a couple friends that will help and they'll babysit as well. So one of our friends, Jess, she actually has a 2-year-old that's about 5 months older than Roland is. So when we took him out into the world for our little Portland and Salem run, she actually came with us and brought her 2-year-old. So we were able to play, but still have him with us and everything. So we're really, really lucky that we have some really cool friends and some supportive family. I don't know how we'd be able to do it without them.
Yeah, no, that's definitely huge.
Mhm.
It's that corny old saying, but it really does take a village.
Definitely. No, it's really important to have just that extra help and the people in your life that really they love him, and he knows that he's loved, and he has love outside of just us, and it's fantastic to see.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, and I think like we're starting to come out of the other side of it, but like American culture has always like prioritized independence, and like everything you do, you need to do it on your own, because that's how you become strong. That's how you are independent, is, and parenting is the same thing. Like, no, you're expected to, basically it all falls on the mom and, the dad, if he wants to, kind of thing. But it's good to see that people like you, and I know there's a lot of other people, are really using that village idea and having a strong network, because that's what it's really needed, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm really lucky too, because Ian, he was a preschool teacher for 10 years. And so he is super, super involved in everything, and he has more knowledge than I do at this point, with working with kids and everything like that. And then, we have our friends that come out and help and everything. And it's just, we're really, really grateful to have our community of people.
Yeah. I think it really goes a long way to allowing mothers to actually have a life outside of just being a mom, which that kind of becomes your identity once you have a child, is like, oh, she's a mom. Like, and people don't really expect much more. Or they get surprised or shocked when like, oh, like you're in a band, but don't you have kids? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but I'm glad to see that you're making it work, and it's working.
Yeah,
out
and
for
there's
everybody.
definitely a big identity shift once that happens, like just going through the whole thing for me, like being pregnant, having a kid and everything, all of the bodily changes and everything that comes along with that. And that whole identity shift into I am a mom now. And so that's kind of what I meant with like the whole intentional thing earlier, is like I really have to be intentional about what I want to do. And I mean, I'm mostly a stay-at-home mom. I do have a studio, and I have like a screen printing company that we do and everything. But outside of like the band and everything, most of the time I'm home, which is just fine. But I do have those friends and everything that I go see, and they'll help me when I need it and everything. And I have mom friends that I help when they need it too. Like, you have to have something outside of just being the mom, in my opinion, personally. But
Yeah,
if you want to just be a mom,
100%.
that's totally fine. But for me, like, I still have that drive to play music, and I still have that, like, I want to connect with my community still. And it's definitely different because, I'm not going out every night anymore. I'm not like it's every weekend. I was out like most of the time I was out in the world at shows and everything. And now I have to be like very specific about what I want to go see and like try to still support my community and everything like that.
Yeah. What have been some of the best or your favorite standout experiences so far with Life Rips? I know you guys have opened for a lot of cool bands. You've been on tour. What are some of the highlights?
I mean, the definite highlight recently is we had a show with Teenage Bottle Rocket and Tightwire and College Radio at the Airport Tavern. That was the biggest stage I played on to the biggest crowd that I played on, and it was just a lot of fun, and it was really cool to see like just that venue in and of itself. Because I mean, I played the back room at the airport when it was, the small room so many times before, and now it's this 500 capacity venue, and it's just amazing. And there were so many people there that were so kind and supportive, and like we had a little mosh pit going even in the middle. It was a really cool, awesome show that we had a lot of fun with. I mean, there's been other amazing times too. I loved taking Roland with us to Portland and Salem. That was just really cool that we're still like able to play with the kid and everything and have him come with us. I think the other one is releasing our album. That was a lot longer of a process than I thought it was going to be, because we actually recorded it when I was pregnant. I think I was about 7 or 8 months pregnant when we recorded it, because I wanted to get it recorded before we had the kid in case like I wasn't able to like record essentially afterwards for a while. So we recorded it then, and then we had to do some work to it and everything. And then we finally like played enough shows afterwards to get the money to actually release it, and that was, I feel like it was almost a 2-year process to get it done.
Yeah.
So it was really, really satisfying when it finally came out. Like, I've been really happy with it.
Yeah, it's a really rad album. I was very excited for the release. I'm very glad that you guys released it on CD and vinyl, which is very cool.
Yeah, I still have CD players. Like, we have a CD player in the house. We have a CD player in the car. Like, that's what, honestly, most of the time what I listen to in the car is CDs still.
Yeah.
So,
I primarily listen to CDs in the car. Still collect CDs obsessively.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a good amount of records too in our house and everything. And those get listened to, like, especially on the weekends and everything, or in the evenings. Like, we have our whole setup in the house. So just I probably listen to more records and CDs than I do actually like streaming on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm weird, I guess. I feel like most people stream stuff now.
Well, actually, I think I'm the weirdo because I stream a little bit and I listen to CDs like mostly just in the car. But
Yeah.
I have downloaded like MP3 files saved on my phone, and that's what I listen to primarily,
Nice.
which is weird. But you know, it's I guess it's a control thing.
Yeah,
So what
I still
other?
have a couple albums on my phone, but for some
Yeah.
reason my new phone didn't come with a player. So I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
oh, okay, interesting.
yeah. I had to download one
hmm
and get a 500 gigabyte memory card to store all the music that I want to
I
listen
get
to.
Yeah.
What other genres are you into? What are some of your favorite bands?
I mean, definitely a Streetlight Manifesto. I don't know if you can see that, but
Oh
we have
yeah, I can see that.
I got I love Streetlight Manifesto. I love Rancid, Black Flag, and all the No Effects, like all the old school punk and everything like that. Agent Orange is one of my like all-time favorites. I've just honestly, Agent Orange was the reason that I started playing drums. And like I saw the first time that I saw Agent Orange, I watched their drummer and I was like, I want to do that. Like that's what I want to play drums and I want to do it in a band and I want to play fast and I want to have a good time because they looked like they were just having so much fun. And that's one of the reasons I went and saw them so much was because it was like they inspired me essentially to play drums. So
Yeah. It still is weird to me to think of like No Effects and Rancid as like old school punk.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I guess it's just an age reminder. So what about local bands? Shout out some local bands. Who do you love playing
Oh
with? Who
man.
do you love watching play?
Yeah, let's see. So my brain's gonna like fart on me right now, but
Of course.
I love I love Evelyn's Casket. They're definitely one of my favorites. And they're always fun to watch live too. Like they put on a really good show. Kids on Fire is always awesome. Those guys are always super rad.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's see. There's so many bands. Like Dead Streets is always awesome. The Disorderlies. Man, I mean, my husband's in Generation Decline. I'm wearing their hoodie right now. You know, I still love them.
Yeah.
We don't play together as much anymore, but that he'd have to do double duty to play together. So that'd be a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
Yeah. Riot Orgy is fantastic. They are super fun too. I mean, Ian's in that band as well now, but I liked him before even, I promise.
You're not obligated to say that. It's actually true.
Yeah, no, it really is. Yeah, I mean, there's so many local bands. The Cacophonics are also one of my favorites.
I've not heard of them.
You have okay, so they are like they bring an upright piano with them, and they have a horn section, and they're mostly instrumental, and they just kill it every time. Like I love playing with those guys and watching those guys play. It's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I can't imagine lugging a piano around with you though.
Oh, I know. Yeah. They've gone to Europe a couple times now and they have like a piano over there that they've had to lug in and like lug down some really gnarly stairs and everything into like the basement places and oh man, it just looks like a whole thing.
Besides music, what else are you passionate about? What other hobbies, interests, whatever?
Oh man. Well, I mean, it still kind of involves music and everything. I do have like the recording studio and I do a lot of like video editing and everything like that. I also just like in general craft, I guess. I love crocheting. That's a fun one for me. Like I think most of my friends have like some random thing that I've crocheted for them for a holiday or birthday at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like just making things in general and getting like our new merch display that we have is from like a suitcase, and I ended up like reupholstering it and putting like lights in it and everything. I mean, I went through so much hot glue. It was insane. But just like little crafts like that and everything I really like doing too. And that's always something. I used to skate, but I don't anymore. I got the fear in me and didn't want to hurt myself and wanted to play drums more. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird thing that happens when you hit a certain age. Most people, they develop fear for their own physical well-being, which is a foreign concept when you're a teenager.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I have a thing about heights now. I broke my back about 6 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I fell off a zip line at a party, and
Oh my God.
so yeah, I have like especially fear about like breaking things now. But no, there's no
Jeez.
way I could skateboard anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah. What's next for Life Rips? What do you
Oh
got coming up
man.
this summer or this fall?
Yeah, we have a good amount of shows. This next month we're playing Seattle. We're doing next weekend we're playing Marginal Way, which will be real fun. I haven't actually played there yet, so I'm really excited for that. We're playing GLC with Bugs in May as well. And we have a few shows like sprinkled throughout the summer and everything. One of the really cool ones is we're doing, well, I guess two. So we're doing a weekender with Kids on Fire. And
Awesome.
then we're going to go down to Portland and play Victory Day Fest with
Yes.
1876 and a bunch of other really cool, like there's 7 bands and they all have Native members one way or another. And so that's going to be really fun. I'm really like super honored to be a part of that, especially with like everything. So like merging my two cultures is so exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we are planning on doing a tour. It's not like announced yet or anything. I can't really like say what we got going on quite yet, but we are going to be touring here in the very near future. So I'm really excited about that too.
Awesome. And I'll go ahead and spill a little teaser here. You guys are involved in a Grit City Punk Rock show this summer that will be revealed in time.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say something, but
I mean, it's happening. A lot of people know that it's happening, but the details have not been announced.
Gotcha. No, that'll be super fun. I'm really excited about that one too.
Yeah, that's going to be really huge. And especially after how this last show that I did on the outdoor stage at, Slice of Life, really feeling good about this.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So speaking of feeling good, what gives you hope? I know this is kind of an out there question, but it's something that I've been forcing people to answer lately. If anything at all, what gives you hope?
For me, I mean, I have a 2-year-old and he is very just exploring the wonders of the world. So everything is just new and wonderful, and seeing that is just, it's incredible to watch, and just all the new little things that he'll just come up with out of nowhere and everything. Right now he's doing, how about this? And it's absolutely precious. So just like my general outlook day to day, like those little small things really help. And then when I look out into like our punk scene and everything like that, I feel like there's such a movement towards just embracing everybody where they're at and like for who they are. And it's absolutely beautiful to see, because I know that the punk rock scene does have some history of women being included and like trans people being included. It just, we're like really pushing it right now. And I feel like everybody can kind of feel that and see that, like at our shows, at least, like the people that come out and everything, like it's just wonderful to see everybody all get together and just have a great time all together and treat each other with actual like respect, and just the humility of it is just fantastic. So when I look out into our scene, especially around here, to me, it's just absolutely wonderful. And I love seeing what it's turning into.
It's yeah, you're right. I mean, it hasn't always been as inclusive as it's claimed, but I think Yeah, we're definitely seeing a majority shift into being more inclusive for everybody and being less judgmental and less kind of gatekeepy.
Yeah. I mean, one of the even when I was first starting out playing drums, like in Tacoma in a band and everything, there would be people at our shows that would see that I was about to get on the drum kit and they would literally roll their eyes. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
happen anymore. That like I mean, I've been around the punk scene for a little bit, so but like I don't see that happen to other like people that when they get up and play, like I would literally see people roll their eyes like, oh, and then they like some people would even like leave,
That's
because they
crazy.
didn't want to see some shitty chick drummer in their mind, and but it's completely different now. So
I would say the majority of bands in the scene now, at least in the like Tacoma, Seattle area, have at least one woman or femme presenting person in the band.
yeah.
So it's definitely becoming the normal and not just some novelty thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's amazing to see, everybody it's literally a place for everybody. Like, and that's one of the things that I always just loved is my like our little community up here at least is just so wonderful and accepting for the most part. Like, and we've really worked hard over the years to make sure that that's just how it is.
Yeah, it does take work, and it takes a lot of work to develop that and to maintain it. Well, thank you very much for this interview. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you and get to know you as not only a mother but a musician, an artist, a community member, and I love what you're doing, and I am excited to see more. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me. And it's been really awesome to see everything that you're doing. I really appreciate what you're doing for our scene too. Like, I mean, it's all of ours. We all got to put work into it. And I thank you for having me.
Okay, my name is Melissa. I'm a mom of 4. My relationship to the local punk scene, I have a son in a hardcore band here in Tacoma, an Infight. His name is Zachary. And so that really kind of opened up a lot of opportunities to watch young live music, punk music, at like all age venues with my son. It's really rad.
How did you initially get into punk music? Was that always a thing for you, or just is that more recent?
I would say I got into punk maybe in my 30s. I've always been into alternative music since I was a teenager. I grew up listening to like metal, and that evolved into like more interest in ska and punk.
The metal to ska to punk pipeline.
Yeah. And now even more so with like the way that the economy in the world is going, it's always been there, and now I love it more.
So were you ever like in a local music scene when you were a kid?
I did go to a lot of like backyard shows. I grew up in Los Angeles, so the vibe there was somebody's backyard, 3 or 4 bands playing, and it would usually get shut down with police helicopters, and it was great. Yeah, so I was really into that, and yeah, I would say I was not super involved because I was a rowdy teenager and doing my own thing, but yeah, it was always there.
Yeah. Did you ever play music yourself?
No, I am learning now how to play the piano, but
Oh, cool.
I never was able to pick up instruments. I have ADHD, and it was undiagnosed as a kid, so like to wrap my head around reading music was just off limits. But now I've more settled into it, and so I'm starting to learn piano, and I love to sing. Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah, that ADHD can kind of go either way with learning instruments. I always had a hard time with reading music, but I could pick things up by ear when I was a kid really easily. So that was kind of the trade-off, I guess. What does punk and the punk culture mean to you?
Punk culture and like punk community, I guess it just means that to me, community and like safety and people, like-minded people that have your back. And yeah, I like when I go out with my kids, my little kids, I'm always like, you can talk to grandmas and children and punks or goths. That's it. It's just like
Yeah, you see a guy with a mohawk or a battle vest, like, go ahead, you can talk to them. So Zach, is he your oldest son, your oldest child?
no, he's my second to oldest. I have
Okay.
a almost 21-year-old. Zach is 18, and then I have Sabrina. She's 5, and Malcolm is 3.
Okay. So Zach has been playing in. He's played in several bands. I've known him for a few years in various bands. When did he start to show an interest in music, in playing music?
Zach started showing an interest in music when we lived in Idaho. He discovered ska, and he started playing trumpet. And he was going to start the ska revolution by himself. It was great. And so he really got into the local ska scene there. Specifically this band, the Opscometrists, if you've ever heard of them, like, or
I
you
haven't, but
haven't
that's
heard
a
of them.
cool name.
They're great, yeah. So that kind of started it. And then when we moved to Tacoma, he really got into I would say he was more into hip hop when we first moved to Tacoma. And so he was making beats and like trying to write raps, I guess. And then when he was in high school, he really found his niche with like he was in choir, so he like discovered his vocal range. And then yeah, I guess he just met his people there and started forming these bands. And yeah, his first band I think was before Heaven Spot. He was in another band, but it wasn't really it didn't really take off. But I remember him being very dedicated.
Yeah, that was Static, I believe. That was a band that had been pretty active for before he joined, but by the time he joined, it was kind of falling apart, I think.
Okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, we let him do a couple house shows at the house on K Street. And I don't know, it was my way of like letting him do his thing in our space so that I know that he's safe, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And now I don't worry about his safety at all because he's such a smart boy. Like, I don't see himself causing trouble or putting himself in harm's way at all.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, kudos to that. That's definitely a lot of parenting is involved with that, especially when you can trust your kid once they reach the age where they're pretty much independent.
Mm-hmm.
What has been a favorite experience so far within this local scene that you've experienced?
The last show that I saw, Zach was playing with Infight at Real Art, and I went by myself. So when I go without anybody, it's easier for me to like observe everything that's going on. And I really, really was enjoying watching the kids mosh and like, yeah, just seeing all the kids that Zach grew up with, just letting it all out, moshing. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a really cool moment for me. Like, he has fans now. That's so cool.
I don't know about you, but I'm too old to be in the mosh pit anymore, but I
Oh
love to
yeah.
see the kids just go ape shit. It kind of fills me with a sense of kind of like vicarious pride. It's just like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
these kids are doing the thing. They're letting everything out. At the same time, most of the time they're doing it kindly. You know, they're doing it with care and thought. They're not just trying to hurt
Yeah.
each other, but they're actually just trying to have fun with each other. And I think that's the
hmm
coolest thing.
Yeah, and how they have each other's back. Somebody falls, they're gonna pick you up and get you right back in there instead of
Yep.
stomping on you. I like that.
Yeah. So you said you were into metal and then ska. I still don't know how that goes from there to there.
Yeah.
But so what are some of your favorite bands? Like right now, what are you really into?
Right now, I'm really into it's not so much punk, but I've listened to a lot of like Mac Miller, and I really enjoy that kind of mainstream, but the mainliners. Have you heard them? They're pretty rowdy punk, like LA based.
Yeah, they opened for Bad Religion and Dropkick Murphys last summer. I think that's my only experience with them.
Okay. So I like that kind of music. Growing up, I was really into Slipknot and System of a Down, like a lot of new metal,
Yeah.
um, like Linkin Park and stuff. But I did my my favorite band as a teenager was No Doubt, like old school No Doubt.
Yeah.
Back when they used to do like um songs with Sublime, and
Mhm.
just recently I've had to retire my No Doubt jacket because I don't align with the values of Gwen Stefani anymore.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate because yeah, those the first No Doubt album I'm not really as into, but like the second and I think all the way up to like Rocksteady are just absolutely bangers, and I love that. And but yeah, her whole thing now is just oh man, it's
Oh
weird and
weird.
yeah, like I could still listen to those old No Doubt records and feel fine about it, but
Mhm.
yeah, there's no way I can support her.
Even like the way she talks about the music that she made back in the day, and how she can't listen to it because it doesn't resonate with her anymore, but like it was so great. Like
Yeah,
she says that it's almost like disgusting to her. I saw that
that
in an interview, and
that's
I don't know.
bonkers.
Yeah, it is bonkers.
Yeah, jeez, what a heel turn.
But other bands, I would say I like Hate Breed a lot. I saw them a couple times.
I like some hardcore, like 90s, 2000s hardcore, I would say.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I'm
What
super
about
distracted. My kids are like, "Oh, what are you doing? I have to be
yeah,
in this right now."
of course. What about local bands? What are some of your favorite local bands that you've seen?
I gotta be honest. I don't like recall any of the local bands that I've seen. Anything that you've shared on Grid City Punk, like I'll take it and I'll listen to it, and like I'll like it or not like it. But some examples, that one band that you posted a band that I think it's like a guy girl duo, and it's her singing about like, do you want to sit and drink a soda, and like we can't talk about politics because
Oh yeah, Mr. Dinkles. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's so hard to like listen to my own music right now because I have these two little ones and they're always like, we want to listen to Blippy, we want to listen to K-pop Demon Hunters. My
Uh-huh.
algorithm on YouTube is awful right now. But send me reps, please.
Oh, always, always. I feel like I must have lucked out with my kids because like I mean we always listen to mostly like punk stuff like in the car, like never really listening to too much music at home with the kids, but always in the car it was always like Pennywise or NoFX.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Malcolm, my 3-year-old, he's really into the Aquabats.
Okay.
And he loved, like, his first favorite song was Pinch and Roll, and he has no idea what they're talking about, what they're
Right.
singing, but he knows all the words to the song, and it's hilarious. And it's different now. Like when Jonas and Zachary were really little, they were into the music that I was into. Like Jonas's favorite band was Rise Against for a long time, and Metallica.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know if it's just like a different type of time, I guess.
I think it is because with my kids, it was very much the same. Like they didn't really discover, like there wasn't like all the like the kid focused YouTube stuff, or at least not that they were aware of or we were aware of. It was like they knew the music that they heard from us, and that was about it until maybe fourth, fifth grade or so, and then they start like discovering other music from their friends at school or hearing things on the radio, and they're like, "Hey, I like that." But I think it's different now because just like
Oversaturation of like stuff.
yeah, like kids watch YouTube all the time now. Like I don't know, my kids didn't. I don't know if that was just because like they didn't get into that, or just because their access was a little bit limited, or if it's just because there's just more stuff now.
Yeah, probably a lot of like all three.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you passionate about?
Right now I'm passionate about feminism, equal rights, and anti-fascism and anti-racism and all of the, I don't know. I just want everybody to be treated equal. That's my biggest passion, is equality for everyone.
Okay, well, so that'll kind of lead into a final question that I have been throwing at people lately. What gives you hope in these uncertain, trying times? I mean, we got to find hope somewhere. What is it for you?
I was driving to go pick up my daughter from school yesterday, and there was a walkout. I don't know if you were aware. There was a walkout of all the high schools. A mob of children, like teenagers, they were walking with their signs, and they were basically saying, you know, racism is not welcome here, ICE out, all of the stuff. It was May Day.
Yeah,
And that really like stood out so much. I gave them, like, I was blaring my horn, I stuck my fist out, and I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And for me, that gives me hope because that's our future right there. Those are like future politicians and whatever they choose to do with their life. I hope that their passion stays there and helps us take back our world, take back our country,
yeah,
take back patriotism. Yeah, our future is important. Our youth is important. They all have, well, not all of them. There are still some kids that are being influenced by like right wing conservatives in a. I almost think it's like in a grooming way
yeah,
because yeah, and it's really sick. But there are a lot of great um young kids that will make a difference. I know that. That gives me hope.
yeah. I agree. That's basically uh, the hope that I feel too. Is just in the younger generation. Obviously, not everybody, but the vast majority that I've interacted with and seen, it's they have such a better social and political understanding than like we ever did when we were kids, and such more awareness of their own role and place in the world, and also just like of people around them and just the
Right?
world in
Yeah.
general. Like, yeah, I feel like they have such a better understanding and more compassion right off the bat, of
Hmm.
largely than I think any generation previous.
Yeah. Um, Empathy, so much empathy with these kids. Um, and it's really great. I've recently moved in with Zach, and I was giving my daughter medication, and she refused to take it because it tastes nasty. And it was like starting to almost like make me frustrated. And then Zach came in and he was like, just calm down. You gotta remember this is scary for her too. And I was like, wow, one day he's gonna make like the best dad. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I see it. And they're our future.
My name is Stephanie, and I guess my connection is just going to local shows and supporting local bands with my daughter.
Where are you from and how did you get here?
I grew up in the Kent Covington area and then lived some time in Minnesota and then moved back to Washington and kind of landed in Puyallup. Since been back in Puyallup, like that's how I kind of discovered Grit City Punk.
You discovered me. So how did you get into punk music? Was that at an early age in Kent or was it later?
I kind of discovered the idea of punk before I discovered the punk music. Discovered punk music once moved back to Washington from Minnesota. Discovered it a lot through local shows. There was an awesome local venue in Auburn. Would go to shows. The internet back then, LimeWire.
Oh yeah. What was that venue in Auburn?
Auburn's Best Annex, I think it was called.
I imagine that was an all ages venue.
The shows I went to were all ages. I don't know if all shows were.
Okay. Were you ever in a band or have you ever played music?
When I was a teenager, I was in a band. Played guitar for a few years. I was in a Kitty cover band.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So not necessarily punk, but
yeah, well,
right when Kitty came out, it was pretty like influential. Like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
this girl's
absolutely
thrashing. So
yeah. So you're a mom. So how many children do you have and what ages?
I have one daughter who is 18.
Okay. So you're right at the cusp of having you have an adult child, which is so weird when you first discover that.
Yeah. She just turned 18. It's a whole new thing. Like, okay, you're not a baby anymore.
Right. So senior in high school right now then?
Yes.
Okay. So you're right at that winding down period of high school. Well, it's not really winding down. It's kind of ramping up, I guess. Both my kids are grown now. I have one that's 22 and one that's 19. Yeah, that's a crazy thing to wake up one morning and realize that both of your kids are adults.
Yeah, it is.
So I know you provided me with a great "What Does Punk Mean to You" recording for a previous episode. Is there anything you'd like to expand on with that, or what does it mean in terms of like how you live your life or how you relate to your daughter and kind of like her, I guess her like generation and her like friends and the social aspects?
Well, just raising her, just teaching her to be an all-around good person, just accepting everyone. Mm-hmm. That has kind of always been in how she was raised. You know, not necessarily saying, you know, this is punk or, you know, but just accepting everyone for who they are, helping the underdog. Mm-hmm. That's always been a part of raising her and, you know, how I brought her up. And just in her friends, trying to pass that on and be there for her friends.
Yeah. Raising good humans is probably the most radical and punk thing that you can do right now, I think. Mm-hmm. So obviously you share your love of music with your daughter. When did that start and what did it look like when your daughter I guess it's probably around like 5th grade, 6th grade when people start to like actually pick out music that they like and start to, have kind of their own taste starting. So how did that work for you? Did you introduce her to a lot of music that you were into, or was it kind of like a let her figure it out herself and help along the way?
It was very much let her figure it out herself.
Okay.
And she's gone through all spectrums of music, and I've just kind of been along for the ride.
Uh-huh.
It's been an interesting process, and I love that she listens to everything. So that's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Just kind of giving her access. She's always been in the car. She's been the DJ. Here's my phone.
Mhm.
Pick out what you want to listen to, and I will listen to it. Occasionally, like, she does know my favorite songs, my favorite artists and everything. She'll let me play music once in a while, but it's always been, she's had control of that. So, music has always been a part of our life. It's been a way of expression and, kind of not keeping that away from her, providing her opportunities to access music, to access new music. If ever there's a concert she wanted to go to, trying to get tickets to that, or, just to have those experiences.
Yeah. Does she play music at all?
No.
Okay.
She'll write songs.
Okay.
But she used to play piano.
Uh-huh. Well, that counts.
Yeah. But
How do you think the punk scene or the local music scene impacts your child's worldview? Do you think it makes her more open-minded or more accepting, or in what other ways do you think, positive or negative, the local scene has on her?
I think it shows her that there's community, that there's support out there, that there's good people out there that have her back, or, that support her.
Mm-hmm.
That she can go out in a safe space and have fun.
Yeah. So what has been one of your favorite experiences at a local show?
It's watching the kids.
Yeah.
Watching them have fun, and just kind of reminiscing about when I was younger at local shows and seeing that magic still there.
Yeah. There is a certain untangible joy and good feeling watching kids just go wild at a show.
Mm-hmm.
I live for that now. I can't get enough of watching kids just go ape shit in a pit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it myself. I'm much too
Yes.
much too fragile for that nowadays. But
it hurts now more.
yeah, if somebody bumps into you, you're like, oh god, that's going to hurt tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what kind of music are you into? What are some of your favorite bands?
Are you talking local or
Just in general? Like, what have been some of your like historically favorite bands, and what are you currently listening to a lot?
historically? Like, growing up, I saw Green Day live so many times growing up. I swear they
Nice.
were in Seattle monthly, and that was always a show that, like, somehow we could get to.
Uh-huh.
Green Day, AFI. I'm excited. AFI is my favorite band. I get to see them next week.
All right.
Historically, Operation Ivy.
Yeah.
That's another favorite. Local bands, love Storm Boy, Kids on
Mhm.
Fire, love them. Those are some of my favorites.
My next question was going to be shout outs from local bands, but you already did. Unless you want to shout out some more. And also, what about like unsung heroes in the scene? Like, who are just some people that you've met that you wouldn't have met without the scene, and that you really find value in?
Well, I mean, all that you've done for the community. I mean, for putting on these amazing shows, for all the different fundraising that you've done, that you're planning. I think that's amazing.
Thank you. That's why I do it. Grit City Punk is for the children.
Yeah. Well, the adults too. Like, I wouldn't
Well,
know
yeah.
about the local punk scene without Grit City Punk.
Thank you. that lets me know that it's working, that what I'm doing has value and merit. So I appreciate that. And for the longest time, I didn't know this scene really existed. And it wasn't until one day I stumbled across Real Art Instagram page, and I was like, hey, this is like really close. And like, I know this street, this area. How come there's shows happening there? And I didn't know, but it did feel weird being an adult and like wanting to go to this venue that is, I mean, at the time I thought this is all kids. And so I got my oldest son, Joey, to go to a show with me for our first time. He had never been either, but he had wanted to. And I was shocked when I got there at how the mix of adults and kids. Now, granted, most of the adults were there because like their kids were in a band. It still kind of, it made sense to me. And I felt a magical pull to that place. And so I just want to share that with other people. And I'm glad that you found it and that you and your daughter are both now part of this community. It really means a lot.
Yeah.
So besides music, what are you passionate about?
Photography. Do a lot of photography in my free time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have much free time. I'm a small business owner, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen you at the last couple of shows taking pictures. The pictures are looking good. How long have you been doing? Well, I think show photography is a relatively new thing for you. But how long have you been a photographer?
Like 10 years, but not consistently.
Okay.
I mean, I had a camera and then sold it and then decided to get another camera, and it's been learning and growing. I'm not formally trained. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
you don't necessarily have to.
yeah,
Yeah.
It brings me happiness and joy.
Yeah. So the majority of photography that I've seen you do is at the Tacoma night market and the drag shows there.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find that, and why are you drawn to that and dedicate so much time to it, I guess?
I think I stumbled across it a few years ago on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, and it was advertised like, come out and like all ages drag show. And I'm like, oh, this sounds awesome and everything.
Yeah.
And the first few times I dragged my daughter along to go see it, like, we didn't like see the drag queens. Like, we kept missing them. Like, set times weren't posted or anything. And then the first time we made it and we saw them, like, she was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then we kept coming back consistently to see them and really built a community
Mm-hmm.
there with the performers, with the vendors, with the people who would come out and see them. And it's the only like all ages, family friendly, dog friendly drag show in South Sound.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I got involved, and then just started taking pictures and sharing them with the queens and Leah, who runs the market, and just my way to give back, to help promote such an awesome venue, to support and build that community. We need community. So many people are searching for a sense of community right now.
Yeah, for sure. And that's not too far off from the music scene either. There's a kind of a niche culture that's pretty marginalized, really, and kind of underground from mainstream. And that's very cool that you are uplifting and promoting those performers and the market. My wife and I caught part of one of the shows that they did. Let's see, it was last year. It was during one of the Haunted Farmers Markets Day. So it was a daytime one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we only caught a few minutes of it because we were just kind of at the market, and then we had some other plans. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It looked like everybody there was just having a blast, and it really did feel good to be around that many people that were, sharing joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very cool. I definitely commend you for that. So obviously, things are hard right now for a lot of people, for most people, in various ways. Things can be even exceptionally harder for parents, and especially people that are like overly sensitive or compassionate, which I think that you are in that category, or else you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. So what gives you hope, if anything does? What gives you hope for the future and for your daughter and for us?
Seeing the community come together, seeing things like Grit City Punk shows, or even just any shows that I've seen at Real Art or Slice of Life, or events at the night market. Just that sense of community, people coming together for a shared cause, lifting each other up, being there for each other. That provides me hope.
Yeah.
We're all kind of in this together. When we remember that, we can lift each other up.
That's I think that's the key, is that everybody has to realize and remember that we are all in this together. And I mean, we've all we got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Where can people find you to see your photography work?
My Instagram is prettierrebel013.
All right, I'm Jody Ellen. I'm a local musician based out of Tacoma. I have a band called Jody Ellen. I do like pop rock, alternative music, some piano ballady things, but mostly just upbeat stuff. And I'm also in another couple bands. My other band I just started is The Sirens with Tara Chug. It's like a female duo, but we have a backing band that's the same band as the Jody Ellen band. So we do kind of the similar style, a little bit more darker though. We do some of Tara's stuff, some of mine, and then our new stuff. I'm in a band called La La Land with Brandon. He's my partner. It's a dream pop band. And then I'm in a cover band called Left Coast Dreamers. So all the bands, all the things. That's who I am.
You are in a lot of bands.
I know. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's awesome though. So
happy.
how did you get into music in general? Like, how did you get into the local music scene and playing music?
So growing up, my dad was a professional musician, so I got to see him perform live on stage, and that made me want to be a professional musician. So from the age of like 2, I knew, I love singing, so I was like, I want to be a singer. Grew up singing at in church, singing for school, plays and all that. When I graduated, I went to LA and did the whole musician thing out there. Came back, didn't like LA. It was a little too sleazy. But when I came back, I joined a band called Abney Park, and that was where my music career took off because they were already touring all over. So I got to tour with them practically all over the world. We did a lot of Europe and US stuff. I was in the band for 5 years, and that's really where I grew my fan base. And then from there, I created 2 solo albums because I wanted it to be my writing, my music, because I've always been a writer, and started writing at 15. And one of the songs that we do is a really old one from when I was 17 called Playpen. And then I did that for a long time, did some touring. I loved it, but it was a lot of work. A lot of it fell on me because it's my name. So I could only do so much, and I really wanted to establish myself as a career and have kids. So I took about 10 years off to do real estate. I had 2 kids. And then slowly was dying inside because I wasn't writing and I wasn't performing my own stuff. So about a little over a year ago, I think it was December 2024, I did my first show in 10 years. And that was the Real Art show. And I believe you were there.
I was. I didn't realize that was your first show back.
Yeah, that was.
Wow.
I don't even know. And I basically just pieced the band together based on random people that I knew at the time, and they all stuck around, luckily.
Yeah.
So we've been doing lots of shows ever since that.
Honestly, you have a dream team kind of band there. It's an all-star cast.
I know. I pinch myself all the time, and I tell them how grateful I am for them because it's what did I do to deserve all these crazy good people, like Sky Warden, for example, on guitar, and he's a legend. So it's just crazy. He's also in Abney Park. That's how I met him, because I do shows with them still here and there, and I met him through that, and we clicked, and he had me be on his program. Live It Out Loud teen mentorship for rock band camp. And then we became friends, and I was like, hey, do you want to record on this song called Break Me? And he's like, sure. I gave him like $100. Then he like joined the band. So that was
Hell
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
What does punk mean to you, or what does the punk scene, as far as like the local music scene, what does that mean to you?
I didn't get into like the rock scene until I was about 16. I discovered it. I started going to shows. I can't even name all the bands that I used to go see, but you know, mosh pitting and all that. Like that was part of my youth growing up, and a lot of it took place in Tacoma. I started really liking that type of music, and then it grew into more like pop rock, alternative rock for me, and it's always kind of been like that's my main love. I still have a huge heart for like the punk scene. I think it's such a cool vibe and community. And then I started writing pop rock. I had like when I first started writing, it was kind of like a Evanescence-y, like sad, slow, but like still kind of rocking. And then it got more into the like the upbeat stuff. And now it's kind of morphing into a little bit more hardcore, like with the reverberations. Like we have some screams on that song, which
Yeah,
is
you
like
do.
honestly like my total jam. And I just have never had the right people around me to be able to create something like that. So I'm really excited about the Sirens, that my new project.
Compared to your solo albums, the way that you play those songs now with your band, it's a lot more aggressive. I mean, they were upbeat before, but they were like leaning more into like the poppy side, I guess. But now, like with the live performances, it's definitely leaning more towards a harder, like pop punk kind of sound.
I credit that to Sky because he will listen to some of our songs like Playpen and he'll be like, "Nah, I don't like that. I'm gonna do it this way." And I'm like, "Fucking sweet," because like it's better.
Yeah.
Like he's morphed our sound into like more of a modern rock and harder vibe, which I love and I've always wanted. It's just getting the right members to be able to pull that stuff off has been,
Right.
you know, experience.
So you are a mother. This is a Mother's Day episode, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you. So how many kids do you have? What ages?
So I have a 7-year-old named Gus. He's Spitfire. I love him. Willow is 9. She just turned 9. She's my sensitive, sweet one. I don't like to say that they're different like that, but you know, they each have their own unique vibe, and they are 19 months apart. So having them so back to back was not planned at all. But that's again why like music was really hard during that time, because it's like 2 kids in diapers and I don't even have time for work, let alone doing all of this music. But I was in a cover band during that time, so I at least was performing a little bit to keep my sanity.
So speaking on that, how do you balance being a working musician with also raising kids, especially at that age? Because I mean, you really are a working musician. I mean, you are playing every week, it seems, at least once a week.
Feels like it. Sometimes. We have joint custody, so I get my kids 5 days on, 5 days off, then 2 days on, then 2 days off. So during my 5 days off, I plan shows and band practices and recording and stuff like that. During my weekends with the kids, I try hard not to plan shows. But like this weekend, for example, I do have them and I have 2 shows. So it's sad for them when I do. So I try really hard not to, just because they only see me 50% of the time. But I do balance it by spending quality time with them before and after, and kind of preparing them for knowing that I'm going to be playing and involving them in like the process and telling them about what I do, like showing them the views that we have, the plays that we have on Spotify, and then like kind of explaining to them the process of why we do things the way we do. And they kind of get it, like why I need to be playing shows. Having a partner like Brandon is huge for me because he helps me, you know, not only with the kids, but like packing up merch, getting the gear to the show. He's in the band. So having someone like on board that's helpful is really nice. So outsourcing my time too for like things that I'm not good at, you know, creating time for me and my kids, I have to have really strong boundaries, not only with other people, but with myself and my time. So it's kind of just a balancing act, but I am very driven and I'm very ADHD. So like doing a billion things is how I survive. I love that. And it's just figuring out kind of like how each week is going to work out and using my mom and Brandon's mom for like shows, that way they're in a place where they're comfortable, they're happy. Like right now, their cousin is over, they're creating forts in the living room and having a good time. So I try to spend really good quality time with them and have fun.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to come out to my shows. They hate listening to live music. That's hard.
Yeah.
Because if they could come, like if they didn't care, then they'd be at like every show that I could have. That's all ages. But they have sensory stuff, so they can't really listen to live music.
Yeah, that's got to be hard. I see a lot of people putting like the sound blocking like headphones on their kids. So sometimes that helps, I guess.
I need to do that. Like I brought them to one show for the other guy in my duo named Chad Quist. He's in a Heart by Heart cover band, and there's like 2 of the original members of Heart. So they play like the state fairs and all over. So I brought them to the fair thinking, okay, we're going to be like far away from the stage. They were crying the whole time. And I felt like the worst mom. And everyone was like, I like had to pull them out and everybody felt bad. And I'm sure I was getting judged and stuff. But I was like, okay, I'm not doing this again until they're older and they can handle it. And I have like proper headphones. But
yeah,
it's super cool when the parents do bring their kids to shows with those headphones because they're experiencing something like otherworldly, and it's probably going to be something that stands out to them in their mind and influences them like later on in life. I think it's cool.
Yeah, for sure. So your new project is The Sirens. Let's talk about that. How did that start and what does it look like right now?
Before I got back into the scene fully, it was 2024. I had recently gotten divorced, but I knew I wanted to get back into the music scene. So I went to a songwriting workshop in Tacoma, and I wasn't really expecting anything to come out of it. But in that, I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm like, I'm just going to go meet random people and see what I can do. Well, I met Tara Chug, and I saw her on Instagram after that, like collaborating with other artists. And I was like, you know what? She's awesome. I love her voice. I love her writing. I'm going to write a song with Tara. So I basically just said, let's write a song together. And she came over to my house. We ended up only being 10 minutes apart from each other. In about 30 minutes, we kind of got to know each other because we barely talked at that event. And we hit it off. And then we wrote Break Me. Like I had already started writing it and I didn't really know where I wanted to go with some of it. So I showed it to her and then she just flushed it out. And, then we recorded it. We became friends a little bit, more. And then, a lot of good stuff happened with that song in the last year. And because of that, like I started having her kind of perform with me at some of my Jody stuff. And just like she wanted me to sing backups on her stuff. And after a while, we were like, you know what? It's too hard billing this like new collaboration as Jody featuring Tara Chug or whatever. And we were like, how do we bill this as, if Tara wanted to do a full set, because normally she just is her and piano, but she wants a full backing band with like me. How does she bill that? And we were like, let's just create a brand new name. We can do half my songs, half your songs. That way, if I'm performing with you and taking time out of my life, at least I'm getting new exposure to new fans and stuff. So, and vice versa. So basically we made a deal, like, we're going to just create a new band, half your songs, half mine, and then the songs that we're writing together. So we just decided on The Sirens. It just sounded right. I've always had a thing for like water and nautical stuff and mermaids specifically. So Sirens was like right up my alley. And then we started booking shows. We wrote a song with Anya, Reverberations. You heard that one. And I think I was doing some stories that night when we were recording and you were like, whoa, because Anya, right?
Big
From
fan.
Kapala.
Yeah.
So we just released that about a little over a week ago. It's gotten great radio play, great reception, lots of playlists. I'm really excited. And we just started booking shows and we have a full schedule now. And like 1 or 2 a month for quite a while, and it just took off. And I think that's because Tara was really established in the scene and is very connected because she does Momentum Musician, which is like her nonprofit for up and coming musicians. And all, she's plugged in so many ways. And then there's me, who's more of a newbie, but I have my older fan base and it's growing more and more every day. And it just kind of honestly just worked. It's one of those things that just clicks. Like vocally, there's times where I'm like, I didn't sing that. And she's like, oh, that's my voice. So it's one of those things where the voices like blend so well.
Yeah.
And it's good. So it just works. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. How many songs do you have now for the Sirens?
We have, well, Break Me could technically be considered that because it's me and Tara, but that was under Jody Ellen. So with this song, this is like our first single, Reverberations, but it's basically featuring Anya, but it also has both Tara and my name on it, as well as the Siren. So it looks like 4 people, but it's really just us plus Anya.
It's really messy how the streaming services do that.
It is, but we did that on purpose because we wanted her fan base and my fan base to both see it. So now it's coming up on my Spotify and hers, not just as like featured on, but an actual song I released.
Right.
And honestly, like that made my followers go way up, or my listeners. So that was cool. But we have another song called Monsters in the Bed that we wrote about a month ago. We're going to start working on that. We got some studio time coming up at London Bridge, so we're going to record that. And then I wrote another song we're going to record on, and then we have another song. So, I mean, we have like 4 that we're working on, or 3. We're just continuously working and writing and kind of taking our time on it, though. We don't want to push out random crap.
Yeah.
Each song needs to be good and well thought out.
Yeah, absolutely. What have been some favorite experiences so far, like within the scene and like your music career, just in general?
Well, with Abney Park, we did a lot of touring, and like my favorite show, we had a lot. One was Australia. We had this huge stage out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why. It was like this field, and they put a huge stage up. It was like over the top. I think one of the bands had a lot of money and they put on the show. So they like hired a crew, a huge stage, like trailers to be in. Like we felt like little celebrities. And at the time I was like, I'm just a person and I'm here in Australia, like being treated like I'm ridiculous. But that was cool because there was quite a bit of people. We got some crazy footage from that. It just looked so legit. And Australia is amazing. Like I got to hold a koala who fell asleep on my chest. I got to feed kangaroos out of my hand. Birds dive bombing us. Like the animals over there are insane. And the people are so cool. They love Americans. I think. I don't know about anymore.
Yeah.
But we totally vibed with them. Cool people. And then another one was we did Wave Gothic Treffen. It's like a Germany Gothic festival, and there was probably 11,000 people. And we took a peek out from backstage. We took a peek on the stage, and our guitar player just started crying. It was the biggest show that we had ever played at that time, and we were just like, wow. So we did a lot of really big stuff like that. But with the Jody Ellen project, we've honestly played some sick venues, like up and down the West Coast mainly. San Diego, there was a really cool show at Queen Bee's, but I had food poisoning, so that was really rough for me. Last night was sick. We played with Nini opening up for her. She's from Taiwan and featured on America's Got Talent, and she's sick. What was that instrument you were talking about earlier? What is that called?
Shamisen.
Shamisen, yeah. She basically shreds on the shamisen and has a really cool backing band that was sick. So we opened for her to a sold out show yesterday at the Funhouse, which I feel like we should have been at Elko because there was so many people in there. But it was really cool.
So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but so like, what is your songwriting process? Like, do you come up with like a melody first, or like a piano thing, or is it lyrics, or like just a concept? What what kind of is the genesis for most of your songs?
The only way that I really, really write is when I'm going through something that's so hard that I have to get it out and I just need to vent and transmute the like emotions. So that's when I write the best stuff, and that's why it's always about heartbreak, because when I'm feeling that way, it's like I have nowhere to go. I don't know what to do with this other than just journal, write, and sometimes when I'm journaling or writing, just some really random cool stuff comes out of it. But also, and I'll write some lyrics, but mainly I don't write lyrics first. I write from the emotion. So like I'll sit down at the piano and I'll just start tinkering and just really feeling what I'm feeling at the moment, and then try to have that come out through like the melody and the piano. And or sometimes I'll just randomly get this melody in my head and I'm like, where'd this come from? But most of the time it's like, ugh, I'm in such a bad place, I need to write. And so I'll just start writing. And honestly, I think it's different every time. That's why it's hard to describe, because sometimes it's like the universe just downloads an entire song to me for no reason. And I'm like, okay. And then other times I'm writing lyrics and I'm like, ooh, what if I put this melody to that? Other times I just think of a random melody, and other times I just sit there with feelings and just play things. And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then sometimes I have a riff from like a guitar player that I'm working with, and then I'll just be like, ooh, like honestly, that's the easiest way because the song's already there. I just need to come up with a cool melody to go with it. And then that's pretty easy for me. That's where I thrive. And then from there, then, okay, well, what does this feel like? What kind of lyrics fit this vibe? But usually I just use placeholder lyrics until I can really sit down and think about it. So I'm like, like I'll sing a few words. So yeah, it's different every time, but I would say in general, like the writing process comes from my feelings. So sad girl vibes usually.
Yeah. No, that's totally cool because I really vibe with the sad girl shit. So,
are you a sad girl?
On the inside, I might be.
Yeah, I think some of us are. I mean, I feel like most of us are. With La La Land, though, like that's me and Brandon's thing. That's all love songs, weirdly, and I think that's because at this point in my life, like I have those feels, and I'm like, also that needs to come out, but it's not really a Jody Ellen vibe, so. That's why I created La La Land with Brandon, and it's like, oh, lovey, yay. So I get to have both now, which is exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. So speaking of playing music with Brian, what is that dynamic like? Brandon, sorry.
His last name's Brian, so
that's where the confusion is. Okay. So how is that dynamic like within the Jody Ellen band or within Sirens? Like writing together, performing together. I mean, basically working. You're like co-workers at that point.
Right. He is the most laid back and helpful and easygoing and cool person. So it's never frustrating. I think if he was a different personality, it would be hard for me. But he's so supportive and like helps me with everything. So I appreciate having him there. With writing, he doesn't typically write for Jody Ellen or the Sirens, but with La La Land, he writes all of that, and I write it with him. So that's kind of like our quality time. We'll like go into our studio and just dink around, and then we'll write a song. So having him on stage is so fun because we already are comfortable with each other. We vibe, you know, I get to play off of him, play to him, and vice versa. So I feel very lucky that we get to do this together. Like, who gets to do that? Not a lot of people.
Not a lot, no.
And the coolest part is like, we don't have to be away from each other because we love being together. And it's like, well, you're going to be with me all day. Perfect. I don't have to be like, bye, I'm going to play a show.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what other types of like genres are you into? What are some favorite bands?
Growing up, I loved Linkin Park, Evanescence, and a lot of the rock bands like from that era. Like any emo rock band from that time period. Story of the Year, huge fan. And then it kind of morphed into like the Paramore stuff. And now, you know, I like a big variety. Like I just started listening to Mothica. She's pretty cool. She's like dark alternative. I love Cigarettes After Sex. They're a dream pop band, and Cannons as well, another dream pop band. When I'm just by myself, I listen to a lot of just like mellower stuff, but sometimes I really like to bring out like the heavier stuff. I love Dayseeker and Sleep Theory. I'm going to see Dayseeker next month. I would say anything that has like a really good melody line, like Earworms, you know, because I love writing that kind of stuff, you know, stuff that gets stuck in your head, like, and people who have vocals that are just really cool, unique, kind of pretty, but like harder core music to go with it. That's my thing.
How about local bands? Who are some of your favorite locals?
Local bands, let me think. Put me on the spot, why don't you?
Of course.
I love Hooligan. They are so fun, and they are talented as hell. They are really fun to see live. They put on a great show, super catchy stuff. I play a lot of shows with like Scioli Station. They're pretty cool. They're like bluesy rock. I love Tiny Monsters, Fern Spores. Trying to think who I personally listen to. I just love going to shows and meeting people, and there's so many sounds. Like Cuvier, we just did a show with them. They're alternative. That guy has the craziest voice. Very unique vibe and voice. There's so much talent in this area. I don't even know. Like Kill Nothing, which is Sky's new band, Sky Warden. He does some sick stuff. It's always on the rock. It's really, really catchy, like really heavy stuff. I like Wyatt's band too. He's the DJ on the rock, but yeah, he's got some cool stuff too. There's a lot of cool lady singers too in this area, like Filthy Traders. I don't know if you've heard of them. They put on a kick-ass show.
Yeah,
Love
I like them a lot.
Oh, I like Hot Stepmom. Zailee Haze.
Yes.
Yeah, got a really cool vibe.
Yeah, big fan of
her.
Zailee Haze.
Yeah, and Milk Crate too. Like a lot of people that we just played that festival with at Real Art, they were all really good bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, ooh. Okay. My favorite though is Drifter. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're out of
I'm
Vancouver.
familiar with the name, but I don't think I know I haven't seen them.
His songs get stuck in my head. We're friends now. We played a show in Portland, but because he's in Vancouver, and he came up here and I saw him up here, and we're going to do some other shows with him and Hooligan. But Casey's the lead singer, but he's amazing. Like his voice is just catchy as hell. Like I heard him on the radio in Portland when we heard our song on the radio in Portland the same day, our very first time being on the radio. We were in Portland. It was airing. Somehow we were already there, but we were listening to it. And I think it was Break Me. And after that, I heard his song and I was like, who's that? So I looked him up, and then we became friends and we started playing together. And we're thinking about doing some sort of like a duet at some point. But yeah, his stuff's real catchy. Drifter. Look him up. And very cool people.
So besides music, what else are you passionate about?
I really like photography. I owned a photography studio. We did boudoir photos. So I do everything, but boudoir was my specific. I just liked the way it made people feel about themselves at the end of the day. That was really special. I took a break because honestly, like paying that rent, $3,000 a month just to have a studio in Puyallup, it was crazy. I'm like, I have to be making 10 grand a month to like make this actually worth it. So I just was like, I'm just going to do independent shoots. But then I decided like, that's actually a lot right now for me, especially with music and trying to promote music and photography. It's too many things. So I kind of took a break on that. I still love taking pictures, like when I'm out in the world, but I like to travel and go on adventures, and traveling is my biggest other passion other than music, just because I like experiencing new cultures and learning more about the world and just seeing things in person. It's just awe-inspiring. Like my trip to Greece a couple years ago was just crazy. Yeah, it looks just like it does in the pictures, and it's just weird to be in a place like that you've always wanted to be at. I am passionate about like camping and hiking and exploring nature and kayaking. We have so many cool places in Washington to do all of that.
Yeah.
I'm a total beach girl, so I like going to the ocean. I travel a lot to San Diego, which is actually where I'm getting married here in August on the
Oh.
beach. So,
All right.
yeah, I'm stoked. But
Yeah. Congratulations on that.
yeah, thanks. I think that's it. Other than writing music, and I used to karaoke a lot, but that was before I performed all the time, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. Why would I do that?
Right.
I could just be playing a show.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So what's next? You said you're working on another single for the Sirens. Any big shows or announcements for the summer?
So I have a song coming out called The Play Pretend. And I wrote it about when I was having a really, really, really hard time. And I was like, part of the lyrics are say I'm fine, but I'm not okay. And so that was just like one of those days where I'm like, I just got to get this out. And it turned into a really cool song. So that's going to be released on June 19th because we have a big show that night with Nivik, Kitty Junk, and Tragedy by Design up at Tony V's in Everett. But before that, and we're going to have a huge music video, like a rooftop music video with one of the best videographers around. I'm going all out. So I'm really excited. I haven't done a big music video in like 11 years. So that's a thing. On 5/28, we have a show at Blue Moon with Yellow Crane. I don't know if you've heard of them, but their bass player's got, I don't even know her name, but she's got a lot of subscribers. She's like a huge, like popular bass player, and she started a band, and they're really good. They're a lot of, I think it's like all female or like mostly female fronted. And then Bad Honey is going to join us. So that's going to be a fun one, but that's with the Sirens. And then we have the Everett show, and then we have the Crypt on July 11th. And then on July 31st, we're playing the Vera Project with Tiny Monsters and Flash. So those are going to be some pretty big shows, and I'm excited for those ones. And then we have some more coming up after that. Yeah.
Cool. So lots of big shows. 2 songs from you or associated.
Well, the Play Pretend is done. So that one will come out first. That's my song. And then the other one we haven't started recording, but we're going to record here in May. At London Bridge, which I'm stoked about.
Awesome. So the world is on fire, and the billionaire class of evil, greedy pedophiles is killing everybody slowly.
Yeah.
So what gives you hope, like as a mom and also just like as a human, like where do you find hope and what keeps you going?
Yeah. I cry all the time for the world and the children, and oh my God, just thinking about all the horrific stuff that people are going through. And mothers have to like watch their children go through, and just like all the detention centers and the pedophilia and the war, and it just goes on and on. And so the more I think about it, the worse I feel. But I don't think that just not thinking about it is smart, because then if we all do that, like nothing will ever change. So, I sometimes contact, senators. I sometimes make posts. I sometimes do things or write about it. But what brings me joy is focusing on the now, focusing on what I can control, and just the joy that I have in my heart for my kids, for my significant other, creating happy memories together as a family, being grateful. Like I ask my kids to do gratitude with me, like name X amount of things that you're grateful for. And then when they just say, Mom, Dad, you, then I'm like, okay, let's do 20. Because I want them to think outside that little box of just family. And so then they can't think sometimes. I'm like, okay, your food, your clothes, like some kids don't have those things, right? So it's a teaching lesson for the kids too, to learn empathy, to learn, that they have it really, really, really well, and really good, I should say. And community, people, right? Like creating that community and that closeness with other people, even just like in the music scene. I love seeing like when other bands say stuff about what's going on, you know, and don't hide behind, oh, I can't lose fans. It's like we are here to help people at the end of the day. We're not here to just become famous. Like, how are we going to help people if we're not helping people? Like, think outside of your own self for a minute and like say stuff, go do stuff, like post things, make statements, go support, go do a rally. Like, we have the power to do more. We have the power to influence people. Let's just say it. And we need to use that. And, you know, I'm honestly sometimes like I worry about that too, but the people that actually are willing to put themselves out there in that way, like they really inspire me and make a big difference. So it's hard for me because I come from a very religious and like conservative family, and it's hard to not rock that boat because I love them so much and I don't want to alienate them from me and me from them. But it's like, I don't know, it puts me in a really hard position. So right now I'm kind of trying to figure out where I stand. No, I know where I stand, but like how to navigate all of that without burning bridges with family, without alienating too many people, but also like actually doing something about this. It's hard. I don't know if you feel the same way, but
I absolutely do.
yeah.
I spent most of my life just kind of being quiet about things and not really, you know, voicing too much publicly or anything, or, you know, I just not even really being social at all. But,
Right.
you know, I'm at the point now where I'm just, I mean, I'm fed up and I'm going to speak my mind and I'm going to speak out against things that are wrong and, you know, things that are problems. And I'm kind of beyond the point of really caring if I alienate anybody. And it kind of sounds harsh to just say, well, you know, sometimes you just have to let go of people or distance yourself from people, whether they be friends or family, if the relationship isn't like really truly two-way, or if they can't see you for you speaking your mind or whatever. And it's hard drawing that line, but I think right now it's really important, but it's also still really hard, especially when you're really close.
It does make it hard. I'm definitely like proud of you for doing that, and other people that are willing to just not care. It's hard for me to want to burn bridges with my family specifically. They, you know, we're close. They live 10 minutes away from me. They help me with my kids. They're supportive of my music. I don't want to alienate them completely, but you know, we're at this point like in my family where we just don't talk about things specifically. Like we don't talk about politics. I don't try to convince them to change or hear my side. Like I'm kind of over that. It's exhausting and it does create a lot of tension and drama, and I just do what I can to change the world the way that I can. And if they, you know, want to change their mind, they will. But I think some people are just too far gone into the conspiracy theories and like, you know, when you're in a little vacuum of like knowledge of people you're listening to and your friends and your news sources, like it's really hard to get someone to like come out of that and just realize, okay, this is actually false information or whatever. You know, I could probably do better at that, but at this point I'm just like, I'm tired, boss. Like I need to focus on me and my family and surviving the day to day. But also still doing what I can to make a difference. So it's hard. We all have our own path and journey and like abilities and different like people that we have to, you know, survive around. And we're all at different spots in our lives. So at this point, like I'm just kind of doing what I can to make a difference, but also just like survive my daily life.
The survival is really, I mean, you can't help others if you yourself are in a bad spot.
Crisis. Yes.
Yeah, so it's really important to take care of yourself and your own mental health before you could even think about
Yeah.
helping others.
And you need your own set of boundaries, and like you need to know who you are and where you stand first.
Yeah.
Before just like yelling at people or like trying to get people
Right.
to see your point. It's like you need to be able to have that boundary, of like, okay, well, agree to disagree. I'm gonna walk away now. And in the past I would just cry or like leave. Like I didn't handle conflict well. And I still hate conflict, but I'm getting better at it. Yeah, we all have to kind of put our own oxygen masks on first. We're working on getting food supplies right now as a family, and like we have a whole spreadsheet because food's going to be scarce here soon because of where we source our grain from and the war and everything. So like as long as we're stocked up, then we can help other people with stuff like food. We stock the neighborhood pantry. There's like a food pantry, just little cabinet. We stock that. We try to help people where we can and do what we can if we have extra. So I think those little things make a difference. And then even showing the kids like, hey guys, you have it really good. Let's go give the rest of our food to this little pantry. And they love it.
Yeah.
It's all about
That's really awesome. And that is, I mean, it's those little things that make a big difference. And honestly, the most radical and the most, in my mind, the most punk thing that you can do as a parent and the most radical thing that you can do is teach your children empathy and
100%.
to give them a good moral foundation and let them see the world and let them meet, people who aren't like them, who aren't growing up or live where they live or have the life that they do, to be exposed to more different cultures or different ideologies and to have empathy for people.
Oh my
'Cause
gosh.
that seems to be in short supply right now. So that's the best thing you could do. And as a mother or father, that's
why-
really your job.
With the kids, and show them different walks of life and different places, but also explaining to them poverty, explaining like what other people go through and how great they have it, and how, if we have extra, we can help other people, and teaching them empathy daily. Like, okay, that kid doesn't have a person to play with. Okay, well, how would you feel if that happened? Okay, well, what can you do? Like explaining thought processes and human emotions and how people feel. And I'm trying really hard to model that for them and explain that to them, because I do believe they're going to turn out to be people that are really helpful, in the world. And it starts with the family unit. Everything starts with us, and like teaching and making sure that they have the knowledge they need so that they're not just stuck in this little bubble. Like, no, this is what I believe, right? And no, you need to be open to what, not just what you think and what you believe, but, be open. So it's definitely cool. Like I took them to a punk show at the gravel pit, and they were like, where am I? But I was like, there's nothing wrong with this or these people or, the way that they're dancing or whatever. Like they're free and they're having fun and they're cool, right? But like, I want them to experience just all different types of people. We don't really talk about race or like people's sexual orientation. Like we'll just talk about it as it's just normal stuff,
Yeah.
You don't want to instill anything at such a young age that will make them like think, oh, those people are different than me or whatever. But at the same time, like expose them to it so that they know there's different people.
Yeah. The differences are important, and there's a lot of value in the difference. You can't just ignore the difference and think that that's doing enough.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you gotta teach them too, like when they think or say things that are just like, wait, that's no. Like, where'd you hear that?
Yeah.
Like that's gay or whatever. It's like, well, it's not a bad thing to be gay, Who cares?
Right. Yeah.
want to do today?
We don't know.
Do you want to go to the matinee?
No.
Do you want to go to the amusement park?
No.
Do you want to go to the punk rock show?
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
All right, here we go. May 14th at Jazz Bones, we've got a 21 and over show with Eel Salad, OK Tiger, and Stargazy Pie. That's Jazz Bones, Thursday the 14th. On Friday the 15th, we have Grit City Punk presents The Terror in Tacoma 2. Show so nice, we booked it twice. This is different. Remember, Terror in Tacoma was my first ever Grit City Punk rock show in May of last year, and I had Caps Lock, Tongues, We Bite, and Rat Utopia Experiment. This year, for the Terror in Tacoma Part 2, we've got Sunbathe or Die, Storm Boy, Anti-Summer, Downsize, and Surreal. That is going down at Real Art Tacoma on Friday, May 15th. Tickets are online now for $10. It's $15 at the door. So the link will be in the bottom of the description here, or also in my link tree everywhere, and on Real Art's website, of course. So do not, I repeat, do not miss out on the Terror in Tacoma 2, because it's going to be fucking sick. I mean, you've got Sunbathe or Die, right? Sunbathe or Die fucking rules. Like, if you're not into Sunbathe or Die, I don't think that you are alive. Stormboy, with actually their last show on U.S. soil for question mark, we don't know how long. They're going to be on hiatus for a little while. So this is going to be your last opportunity to see them locally, unless you go up to Canada. They've got 2 shows up there after this one. And they have been teasing that they might play a new song or two. So you don't want to miss that. Anti-Summer, if you know Anti-Summer, if you've seen them before, you know how badass they are. Their stage show is just explosive. And they are going to be great. Downsize, I mentioned earlier, Downsize just seemed to come out of nowhere in Olympia late last year. And since then, they've just been winning hearts and bills everywhere. And the final band is Surreal. These guys are from Skagit County, not Snohomish County, Skagit County. Big difference. So sorry, fellas. You might remember I interviewed them last year. They're going to be on the bill. I think this is their second time only playing Tacoma. Super stoked to have them on board. It's going to be a blast. So $10 presale tickets or $15 at the door. There is student pricing that is $10 at the door only. So I'll see you there. I better see you there. If you're not there, then you're a fucking poser, right? Or if you're in Seattle, I guess, and you can't make it down to Tacoma, you can go to the Belltown Yacht Club on Friday the 15th and see Alex Vile, Zailee, Haze, and Stars Dust. Honestly, good lineup. Not a bad show. If you're in Seattle, go see that. If you want to come to Tacoma or in Tacoma, come to Terror in Tacoma. The following day, on May 16th, Saturday, is something different. It's at Real Art. It is a movie screening of Rat, a community love letter, filmed and produced by the legendary Rabbit Hutch Punk. He has been putting together this documentary for about 6 months now. We premiered a couple of clips from it at Rat Fest back in December. The whole thing is done now. It's a beautiful film that's, like it says, it's a community love letter to Real Art Tacoma and to the music community in Tacoma. And so we're going to be doing an exclusive screening for that at Real Art. Pre-sale tickets are $8. It's $15 at the door. And you get cozy, you watch the film, and afterwards we've got some surprise guest performances. One of them has actually already been announced. It was Liability. And the other one is actually being announced today. And since this is coming out on Sunday, I can go ahead and tell you it's Kapala. So come to Real Art on the 16th, this Saturday. Watch the film and stick around and watch a live show from Liability and from Kapala. It's going to be fucking sick. I'm really, really proud of Rabbit for this documentary. It's absolutely huge. It's just the coolest thing ever. And I know it's a little different having a movie screening at Real Art, but we've got the bands afterwards. But I really encourage everybody to come. It's going to be a really fun time. And, Rabbit put a lot of work and a lot of love into this thing, and it definitely shows. And that is it's being billed as Rabbit Hutch Punk, Ghostwriter Booking, Grit City Punk, and Real Art Tacoma presents a Community Love Letter screening. So it's been a collaborative process between all of us. So if you're counting at home, that's 2 days in a row that I've got a show that I was involved in at Real Art. So I will be there both days. Come say hi. Check out all the bands. Check out the documentary. It's going to be a hell of a weekend at Real Art. Another option, if you're not in the Tacoma area, if you're in Seattle, there is a free show at Seward Park Amphitheater on Saturday the 16th with Caps Lock, Nerve Rot, Albus Mons, Gumosh, and Nogginless. It looks like a pretty killer show, and it's free. So if you can't make it down to the documentary screening, go check that out. The following day on Sunday, the 17th at Lucky Liquor is Shime, Open Veins, Raise, Sneer, and Cult Mind. The next week at Slice of Life on Friday the 22nd is The Indicted, Street Justice, and Molotov Juice Box. And then also on the same day, on the Friday the 22nd, is the Jag pre-show at Real Art Tacoma. If you don't know, Jag is just another gig. It's a hunormous hardcore festival. Happens every year. It's happening at the airport on Saturday and Sunday, the 23rd and 24th. But the pre-show is going to be at Real Art, and that pre-show features Regional Justice Center, Initiate, Extinguish, Slime, Apex Predator, Natural Human Instinct, and Total Power Exchange. That's a hell of a lineup, and that's just the pre-show. So that's Real Art on the 22nd. Then on Saturday and Sunday next week is Jag, the main event, 2-day festival. There's 26 bands, headlined by Biohazard. Bio-fucking-hazard. If that's not enough to convince you, I don't know what. But I mean, there's tons of local bands. We've got Odd Man Out. We've got Misery Whip from Portland. It's going to be an insane 2 days, hell, 3 days on South Tacoma Way. So if you want to see some good hardcore, go to Real Art and the airport next weekend. If you're not into that, avoid the area because it's going to be fucking crazy. One last show to tell you about on the 23rd, that's Saturday at Basecamp Studios, is Caps Lock, Alter Girl, False Flowers, and Kill Buzz. That's Basecamp Studios on May 23rd. So now you know where to go. This coming weekend, be at Real Art for the Terror in Tacoma 2, and then the movie screening of A Community Love Letter. And next week, if you're into hardcore and you want to get beat up, go to Jag. If you're not into hardcore and you don't want to get beat up, I don't know what to tell you. You can go see Caps Lock, though, and Kill Buzz. And if you don't know, Kill Buzz is a new band fronted by Dylan, formerly of Tongues, also featuring the guitar player from Tongues. It's basically Tongues 2.0, but not really. But they seem really, really cool so far. I'm really excited to hear their recorded stuff eventually and to finally be able to see them live and not just from a few videos. I'm trying really hard to get them down to Tacoma. I'm trying for you people. I want to get them down here. It'll happen at some point. Anyways, that's a concert calendar. Moving along. All right, well, that's it. That's all for the show for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being there for this community around the show and around the town. I had a lot of fun talking to Racket, Melissa, Stephanie, and Jody. So huge shout out to all four of you. That was a lot of fun. I'm very happy that you agreed to do these interviews for Mother's Day, and also, about yourselves and about, the music. I did the Father's Day special last year, and that was really cool. It was really long. Like all four interviews were incredibly long. And I made that just like its own separate episode. That was like a bonus episode in between episodes, but I didn't want to do that with this one. I wanted to somehow incorporate it into a regular episode. So it kind of compressed the interviews a little bit. And luckily there was a little bit less music to bring in for this episode. So I was able to make that happen. I'm really happy with the interviews. So remember to go follow them with everything that they do. I'll put some links down below. Make sure that you're following all the bands that I brought up. Zailee, Haze, Pregnant Dad, TRUANCY, Sharkeologist, Membrane, you can't really follow, but their Bandcamp is still there. You can still buy their music on Bandcamp and a little bit of merch. So do that. Shime and Bad Optics. And, make sure that you're supporting the scene. Go see some shows, go see local bands, buy merch from local bands, buy their music on Bandcamp and tell your friends about it. And while you're at it, subscribe to Grit City Punk, wherever you cast your pods at, also on YouTube, as well as concert footage on YouTube from shows that I've been to. I have a playlist on Apple and Spotify of all the songs that I've featured on the show. It only goes back a few episodes though. And I tried a new thing last month and I liked it and I think it went over pretty well. So I tried it again this month. It's the Grit City Punk Radio, and that you can go stream that now. I dropped it last week. It's on the podcast feed. So wherever you're getting this podcast at, you can get that radio special there, except Spotify, because Spotify is some bitches and they pulled it like immediately. Like it released, and before you could even download it on Spotify, it was pulled because it contains 90 minutes of music, just music, no talking, no bullshit, no nothing, just music from all over the place. There's some things you've probably never heard before. There's some stuff that has been on the radio a lot. So, that's why Spotify pulled it for rights and copyright stuff. And also they're bitches. But you can find it everywhere else. It's on YouTube. I haven't put it on the Bandcamp feed. It's just I haven't done that yet. The Bandcamp is like a whole extra step. Well, extra 3 steps of putting out the episode everywhere else, and then I have to make a new file for it, usually split it in half, and then upload it to Bandcamp separately. It's kind of a process, so I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going with the Bandcamp account for this podcast or not, but it seems like some of you out there are actually using it. So I'll keep it going, but if I miss an episode or am I late with an episode, it's just because it's a whole extra process and it's kind of a pain in the ass, but I'll keep doing it. So the Grit City Punk Radio, last month I just kind of had it. I brought all my music library. I told you about it. I brought all my music library and I shuffled and pulled 50 songs and then narrowed it down to a curated 90-minute mixtape type thing from all those songs that randomly pulled from my music library. This month I did it a little differently. I kind of used that for some of it, but I included each band that is going to be at the Terror in Tacoma 2. And then most of the other songs on there are things that are kind of in line with that, because this show, the Terror in Tacoma 2, is very grunge themed. These are bands that really just naturally inhabit that grunge sludge metal / punk, like Stooges meets Black Sabbath kind of thing. That was just very indicative of the late 80s in Seattle. And these bands just kind of naturally inhabit that space. And so I brought in some other things. There's some Alice in Chains. There is just a lot of fun stuff that I thought went well with it. And I made a 90-minute playlist. And then on top of that, I have a Substack. You may know that. I rarely use it. I've reviewed a few songs and albums on there. But I utilized it for this. I made like liner notes that coincide with the playlist. So basically, this is like a mixtape from me to you. And I wrote you a little note about each song. So check it out. I'm happy with the way it turned out, and I'm excited to continue doing this once a month. And I think I'll continue with the Substack liner notes kind of thing too, because I had a lot of fun doing that. So that's it. Go listen to that. Yeah, and then I'll see you at Real Art this weekend on Friday and Saturday. And remember, this is a community, and community, we look out for each other. Never punch sideways or down, always punch up. We are all we've got. We've got to look out for each other. Fuck Donald Trump, fuck ICE, fuck fascism, and, drink a lot of water. And I'm going to end the episode here with a song from Tongues from their full-length album called One Trick Pony. This is the final song on there. It's called Boneyard, and I'm out.
This has been a Jiggle Down Productions production.
Sorry. Hey, this is Racket on drums. I play in Life Rips, and this is Grit City Punk.
All right. Let's do another one just for fun.
Okay. I don't know why an intro thing, like, that's so silly. All right. Hey, this is Racket on drums with Life Rips, and you're listening to Grit City Punk.
Awesome.
Okay. Hey, I'm Melissa. This is Grit City Punk.
Awesome.
Is that good? All right, cool.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think I'm gonna mash like all four of you up together into the intro. So
Right on.
yeah, I think so.
Have a great weekend, man. Thanks.
You too. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's hard to find the time. But if you can give me an intro, I think I'll end up like splicing the four intros together to make one like thing. So if you just want to say who you are and that this is Grit City Punk.
Okay. Like just hey, I'm Stephanie and this is Grit City Punk.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, Jody. Well, thank you so much for this this time and this conversation. And sorry to bring it down to such a
I didn't mean to end on
bummer.
that note.
Well, my last question was, what gives you hope in this burning world? And that's, but hey, thank you so much.
Jeremy. You are so supportive of the music scene and our music, and I appreciate you so much. So thanks for having me. This is so cool.